What up? It's Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, and share and comment. All right, let's get the good news out the way first regarding this fella. LeBron and the Lakers just won. Last second tip in by LeBron got him the win over Indiana. So that's the good news. Now, the other news, I'm not gonna say it's bad because this is going to have a cumulative effect the longer this goes, because this guy is basically deconstructing the league, attempting to deconstruct the league era by era. And what's so funny about it, he's part of the past. Remember, he was drafted in 2003. That was over 20 years ago. So isn't he part of that era? And he still, when he finds it helpful to make a point about something, he's ripping the past eras down. Now, this latest, he went on he did a interview with Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee laid the red carpet out for him, or he laid the digital carpet out for him. LeBron goes off on various topics. Of course, they went to the Stephen A. Smith stuff. I'm not finna touch on that. It is what it is with that. That nothing was going to happen out of that situation. That's the funny thing about it. Everybody or anybody that's like trying to push this thing like a high school fight or something, like neither one of these guys are gonna go into the ring or any kind of area and throw down. Especially Stephen A. Smith is smaller, way smaller than LeBron. They keep showing the scene when he was at the Lakers game. I mean, LeBron is standing over him at least multiple inches. So I mean, like, this whole thing about LeBron this, LeBron that, Stephen A. this, Stephen A. that, it's just tiresome to me. The main thing that I'm peeping out is, like, okay, so one of his statements that he made was that Giannis could go into the 1970s and score 250 points, which was very ridiculous, but that's him. That just shows what type of how he respects the game. He disrespects the game at every turn, walking out before the game is over with, basically reducing the effect of other players from the past, a myriad of things. But getting back to that, what he said, no, Giannis could not score 250 points in the 70s. For one, he wouldn't be able to play the same way because in the 70s, big guys such as him, he's over 6'10", he would have been going down to the box. He wouldn't have been dribbling the ball up. And then what is Giannis's favorite move? Giannis's favorite move is to gather steam as he comes down the court and either overpower or outmaneuver somebody going to the hoop. He wouldn't be able to do that in the 70s, so he would have to have a traditional back to the basket game or face up game. And even back then, centers that faced up, it wasn't that many of them, and if they didn't last too long. So that was a ridiculous statement in itself. Giannis scoring 250 points in the 70s, man, give me a break. He wouldn't even be able to get with Kareem. He wouldn't be able to get with Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, Nate the Great, man. Come on, man. So then he goes into he talks about, let's see, what else did he talk about besides the 250 thing? He was the Brian Windhorst thing. Now Brian Windhorst is not a sympathetic individual. Let's get this straight right here. He's been riding with LeBron for the longest time. Everybody's had the jokes about him, this, that, and the other. But For him to say that he's not even a friend to him, and it's weird the way he goes about it, that encapsulates what type of guy he is. Now, I'm not saying that he was supposed to be like, all right, what's up, Windhorse? Whatever you need, whatever you got. I mean, maybe if different type of guy, but when you're talking about this type of guy, the least he could have did was not even put him in that position as far as calling him weird and basically saying he don't know this guy. It's been documented that Windhorse followed LeBron ever since he came to the NBA. Everybody knows this, but LeBron trying to warp and bend reality like Thanos. he says this guy is weird. It's crazy, man. And I'm not going to even get into the other component to this, because here you have a man of color, and to me it seems like he does not care to run around in those circles. He wants to run around another circle. If you catch my drift, that's as plain as I'm gonna put it. But I mean, I have never been a guy that put these athletes on a pedestal. The heroes of my life were my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, uncles of mine. Those were my heroes. I mean, like these guys that we talking about, they're people that I admire as far as their athletic ability and their skill on whatever sport they playing. So I've never looked at even Michael Jordan as the end all be all as far as like, oh, he's the no. I appreciate what he's presenting, and that's it. But for him to sit up and put Windhorse on blast, now that I think that's gonna have a long-term effect. If not, Windhorse, please get some balls, man. Please, just get some. Start putting out this guy's start putting out his stuff out there, because I know you know where the bones are buried. He does. So I mean, like, for him to pull that is very eye-raising to me. Another thing he said that him and Kobe wasn't close until he got to LA. And he said Jordan is no relationship there until, it's not a relationship there. He hopes, I think that's what he said. He hopes that it's going to be a relationship going down the line. But this is the thing. Jordan, the stuff that LeBron is doing and the stuff that he's standing for is nothing. At least it's for what Jordan's public persona. It's nothing comparable to Jordan. And I don't think Jordan would want to affiliate himself with that. Because one, the thing about Jordan, he carried himself in a regal manner. He had class about him. When they asked him about the last shot when they beat Cleveland in '88, he said what he was listening to was Anita Baker, "Giving You the Best That I Got." That's what he listened to get hype to play the game. "Giving You the Best I Got," an R&B song. So I mean, like, I don't think Jordan, if LeBron carried himself a certain way, I think Jordan would have greeted him with open arms. But being that he carries himself like this, Jordan has no other choice but to distance himself, because he don't want to be affiliated with none of this stuff. And that's the reason why him and Kobe got along, and he mentored Kobe, because Kobe carried himself a certain way. He wasn't intimidated by him. If you've done any kind of research on Jordan or watched Jordan in his earlier years, the guys that weren't afraid of him are the guys that he had the most respect for. Bobby Fields, Rolando Blackman, Jeff Malone, who's another? Ron Harper when he was at Cleveland. All those guys, Mookie Blaylock, all these guys were not intimidated by Jordan playing him. But the guys that, fed into the intimidation or whatever, he ripped those guys apart. He ripped the guys that had respect for him apart, but it was a respect thing because they didn't back down. LeBron always backs down, man. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And, you know, people are outraged about all these comments, but this is on brand for LeBron, saying the craziest stuff, the most ill-informed statements, and just basically crapping on the whole NBA history. And now you can kind of see where that we done with the '90s come from. It had to come from Clutch Sports. It had to. So I mean, like, all this stuff is just crazy. And before I end this, what I'll say is that it's going to be an interesting road going to the playoffs. And if it comes out to be like something where they push the Lakers to the championship, I don't know, man. Like, I really would have to like do some thinking, really do some thinking. So that was what's on my mind as far as these crazy statements that LeBron was putting out. It's Grandpa signing off. Peace out.